this 5-year investment time horizon is critical. The next 5 to 10 years, we think, are going to be spectacular. Will there be volatility? As you say, Ark already is a volatile strategy. And that is why we say, keep your eye on the prize. 5 years, the world will look nothing like it looks today. And we're invested in all of the disruptors, the winners that are going to disrupt the traditional world order.
Do you have any plans or thoughts about adding short positions to one or more versions of your funds?
Well, we have internally for employees only. We're testing out a portfolio, but it's really Ark on steroids, if you can believe that. We don't think we want to test it out on ourselves first and make sure that everybody keeps their eye on that 5-year investment time horizon, which is our time horizon, and doesn't pay attention to the day-to-day, because what we would be doing is shorting stocks that are in the big benchmarks. And when we get into a risk-off situation, what happens is portfolio managers and analysts generally run back to those stocks, get closer to their benchmarks, and they dump our stocks, which are either small parts of benchmarks or not in benchmarks. Great opportunity for us, as we have experienced during these last few days, to pick up on those stocks, because it's simply a risk-off move to get closer to benchmarks. And by the way, we think the benchmarks are where the big risks are longer term, because they are filling up with value traps. Those companies that have done very well historically, but are going to be disintermediated and disrupted by the massive amount of innovation that's taking place. Just to give you one number there. Right now, we believe that innovation, truly disruptive innovation, is priced in the global marketplace, public markets, at roughly somewhere between 10 and $15 trillion. In 10 years, we believe that number will be 200 trillion. So it will go from a little more than 10% of global equity market caps to what we believe could be more than half. That's how much disruption is evolving thanks to DNA sequencing, robotics, energy storage, artificial intelligence, and blockchain technology, all of which are converging so that S-curves will be feeding S-curves. We are on the threshold of the most innovative period in history, bar none. You have to go back to early 1900s, telephone, electricity, and automobile to see anything like it.
Cathie, you just mentioned that this new thing you're testing in-house, the idea of doing shorts too, would be like Ark on steroids. And I kind of already think of Ark as being on steroids. If you were to do this, you would potentially see some super big wins if you were right both on the long and the short. But if the thesis didn't work out, it seems like it could double the losses too. As you mentioned, people run away from the stocks that you guys like and go back to the benchmarks. If the companies did that again and you saw that, it could be going against you on both sides of it. Is that why you're testing it out in-house?
Yes. This 5-year investment time horizon is critical. The next 5 to 10 years, we think, are going to be spectacular. Will there be volatility? As you say, Ark already is a volatile strategy. And that is why we say, keep your eye on the prize. 5 years, the world will look nothing like it looks today. And we're invested in all of the disruptors, the winners that are going to disrupt the traditional world order.
Cathie, I want to ask you about a stock that's obviously one of your biggest holdings, but also something that everybody focuses on. I'm not going to talk about something 5 years out. I'm going to talk about something that's 24 hours ago, in fact, which is that Elon Musk continues to sell shares in Tesla. And I'm curious what you think of that and what you think of that position. I know that you had sold some shares earlier. Where are you on Tesla?
Most of his net worth, or more than all of his net worth, given the debt that he has probably, is in Tesla and SpaceX. I would bet that any financial advisor would say, you have got to diversify. Now, he went through a near-death experience in 2008. He knows that things can go wrong. And so he also has big tax bills. So understand it, take profits. There's nothing wrong with taking profits. He still is one of the biggest shareholders of the company.
What did you think of the Twitter poll? The Twitter poll on whether he should sell?
Yeah, I found it interesting that the answer was, on balance, yes. Everybody understands this notion of diversification. Having gone through 08, 09, I think that was the biggest lesson learned. And the fact that he didn't diversify for such a long time was really taking a big personal risk.